A new anti-drug campaign in South Dakota is getting a lot of attention for some of the wrong reasons. Now, recently, South Dakota's governor unveiled a new anti-drug campaign to combat the use of methamphetamine in the state. So currently, there is a huge problem with meth in South Dakota. It's a very serious issue, which has led Republican Governor Kristi Noem to launch a campaign to raise awareness about the epidemic in order to do solutions. So now, look, this affects a lot of people. I've even, not personally, but there's even a member of my extended family who dealt with addiction in this issue. So, look, I kind of understand, but what I know is basically from studies and basic studies about addiction and basic knowledge about addiction. So now, because of this, the state of South Dakota, which I don't live in South Dakota, by the way, I live in Michigan, which has our own issue with meth. They spent about $500,000, about $450,000, for a Minnesota ad agency to come up with a slogan and a campaign. So now, Kristi Noem also requested about more than $1 million in funding, support treatment services. I think that she should probably ask for a little bit more. Again, because it is an issue. Then again, how many people really live in South Dakota? Okay, anyway. So now the ad campaign did not quite go as well as hoped. Because I will present to you their message. Take a look. Meth. We're on it. Okay. So, look, you could say it's accurate to an extent, of course, because it highlights, and there's a video that goes along with it, and I'll provide the link in the description of the video. But I guess it goes and tries to highlight the many different people that are affected by meth. Again, obviously, very well intentioned, and I hope it succeeds. But again, at the same time, the slogan is meth. We're on it. Like, are you saying you're on meth, or are you on the problem? What's going on? I mean, so there were a lot of different reactions to this. Now, let me go here to Freeze and Rain on Twitter, who said, I think I kind of get it. They seem to be trying to show us that even normal, everyday people can get caught up with meth, which is certainly true. It's not just the toothless, rail-thin drug addict. It's people like you and me. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Okay. Some people get it, right? And I had to think about it for a while. I was like, wait a minute. This isn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, anybody can get caught up with this, which is certainly true, like I said. Diana E. Anderson, however, said, yes, this is real. And yes, the state spent nearly $500,000 on it. Suggesting, of course, that it's like, wait, kind of a waste of money. Comic Sans also says very clearly the state of South Dakota spent $500,000 on an ad campaign to let everyone know that we're on meth. Well, there you go. Matt Heldra says, did South Dakota really just trademark meth or on it? Yes. Yes, they did. That's a trademark over there. Onmeth.com, by the way. Chris Berg said, note to self, do not have South Dakota help with any future branding campaign. Now, to be fair, this was made by a Minnesota company. So, there's that. And Julius Pepperwood says, intern, here's that ad campaign you wanted. Oh, the one that says we're on top of the meth problem? Right. And again, you saw what they come up with. And then Parker Malloy simply said this, nailed it. Yes, nailed it. So look, regardless of the mixed message that it appears to send, right, I do hope that there's some success getting people into treatment. Now, one more thing that's tangentially related and specific to South Dakota is this is not the only weird ad campaign to come out of that state. In fact, in a 2015, in a push to get more people to live in South Dakota, because apparently seem to have a lack of population there. Um, the state asks, why die on Mars when you can live in South Dakota? Think about that for a second. I mean, what kind of message are you putting out? Is South Dakota really that bad? I mean, sure, it's kind of empty, but look, to be fair, if it's between Mars and South Dakota, I mean, obviously, I'd have to look at what kind of accommodations I would have in Mars. Supply drops. Would I be on my own? What kind of spacesuit? What it would look like. But I would probably, at this point, choose South Dakota if it was between those two things. I mean, because, South Dakota has air and non lethal radiation. So, okay. All right. But still saying at least we're not Mars. Kind of a low bar, guys. Low bar. But okay. My favorite, by the way, another ad campaign back in 2014 shows that they're kind of on a roll here. South Dakota tried to convince people not to turn their steering wheel suddenly to avoid ice or road obstacles. I think I may have actually done a story on this way back in the day because they had the slogan, "Don't jerk and drive," which is, I believe, is handy advice. Look, man, if you're trying to raise awareness, which this is what the governor is saying, right? Oh, no, well, we're just trying to raise awareness for the meth issue. Well, hey, if that was your goal, nailed it. Good job. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.